Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another lesson of We Love Words. Let's have a look at what our story is this week. Does anybody recognise this picture? Well, this is a picture from the story, The Smartest Giant in Town. And I think we've read this a couple of times in my class at story time, but this week we're going to be picking out some of those words that you might not know the meaning of and exploring what they mean and how we can use them in a sentence. Okay, so this is the story, The Smartest Giant in Town. And at the end of the week, Miss Appleyard will be reading you that story, and you need to listen out for all those words we've learnt and listen out for those questions and make sure you can answer those questions about the story. So, here is a sentence from the story which introduces our first word today, and see if you can spot it. Follow the sentence with me and have a think about that word that is in red. Okay? George was a giant, the scruffiest giant in town. George was a giant, the scruffiest giant in town. And the word is scruffiest. Okay? Scruffiest. Have a think. What do you think that word might mean? And what we're going to do is we're going to practice that word. Scruffiest. Let's say it 3 times. Scruffiest. 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 Super. Let's say it to the ceiling. Scruffiest. Let's say it to the carpet. Scruffiest. Let's say it to the door. Scruffiest. And the word is scruffiest. And the word scruffiest, because it's got an EST on the end, it's something that's already happened or something that already is happening. So sometimes we might say the word scruffy instead. So some of the sentences will have the word scruffy in, some might have the word scruffiest, but they mean the same. It's just a different tense, okay? So if something or someone is scruffy, it is dirty or untidy. So if something or someone is scruffy, it is dirty or untidy. So if you look at this man's hand, he's got a scruffy hand. His hand is dirty. And if you look at this girl's bedroom, she has got a scruffy bedroom. It is very untidy, okay? So here is our anchor sentence then. This is the sentence we like to practice together and say after each other. And remember, the red word is our new word today, which is scruffy. And the black bold words are the words we are going to innovate in our sentence. That means the words we are going to change, okay? So, the beard and hair was very scruffy. The beard and hair was very scruffy. So if you look at this man, his hair's a little bit messy and his beard a little bit messy. And when something is messy or untidy, we can say scruffy. So the beard and hair was very scruffy. My turn. The beard and hair was very scruffy. Your turn. Super, my turn. The beard and hair was very scruffy. Your turn. Fantastic. Can you think of anything else that might be scruffy? What could we change that beard and hair to? Let's have a look. Ooh, what's that? It is a dog. Well done. And you can't really tell it's a dog too much. The legs give it away. So, instead of the beard and hair, we're going to change that innovated bold writing to dog. So, the dog was very scruffy. The dog was very scruffy. You have a go. Super. And tell the adult in your room, why is that dog scruffy? Why do you think that dog is scruffy? The dog was very scruffy. Yeah, well done. He just looks a bit messy, doesn't he? Looks a bit untidy. He might have just got out of the bath and his hair looks a bit of a mess. So you might look at that dog and think, oh, that's a bit of a scruffy dog. Right, let's see what else we could innovate the word dog to. Ooh, what's that? Well done, it is a bin, and that dustbin is very scruffy. So our new sentence is, the dustbin was very scruffy. The dustbin was very scruffy because it's dirty and it's untidy. Okay, so it's very scruffy. So you can follow the sentence, but remember we changed that bold word. The dustbin was very scruffy. The dustbin was very scruffy. Super. And let's not forget, when we have a sentence, we start with a capital letter, we finish with a full stop, and we have finger spaces in between each word. And the last thing we could innovate it to, oh, what's that? Super, it's a teddy or a teddy bear. And it does look a little bit scruffy, that teddy bear, doesn't it? It looks a little bit worn out. It looks very old, okay? So the teddy was very scruffy. The teddy was very scruffy. Your turn. Well done. Why not pause the video and have a little think? What else do you think could be scruffy? And could you make up your very own sentence? Here's some other examples then, and this, you should be able to read this sentence with me. Find the word look on the screen and point to it. Well done. Look at the scruffy paper. Look at the scruffy paper. And if you look, the paper looks all crumpled up. And then on the right hand side, we've got some shoes. And those shoes do look a little bit scruffy. And this is the word scruffiest, which is the same as the one in the book. So it's the past tense. And let's find that word here. Where is the word here on that page? Well done, you should have all found that. Well done. Here are some of the scruffiest shoes. Here are some of the scruffiest shoes. Back to our story then. Now that we understand what that word means, have a think about it in the context of the story. So George was a giant, the scruffiest giant in town. So George, there he is, the giant, nice and tall, and they describe him as the scruffiest giant in town. Why do you think they describe George as the scruffiest giant in town? Well done, I agree with you there. I think they think he's the scruffiest giant in town because his dressing gown, the sort of gown that he's wearing, is a little bit patchy, it looks a bit dirty, looks like it needs a good wash, and his hair's a little bit untidy, isn't it? So they describe him as the scruffiest giant because he doesn't look very clean, he looks a little bit scruffy, okay? So, something to relate to yourself then, especially when we're in the classroom. This definitely isn't how you leave my classroom, but some children might leave their classrooms a mess. So it says here, when the children went to play, the room was left the scruffiest it had ever been. So when the children went to play, the room was left the scruffiest it had ever been. So it's very dirty, it's very untidy, there's lots of things thrown all over the floor, and it is very scruffy. Not very good. So when the children went to play, the room was left the scruffiest it had ever been. Very scruffy classroom. Right, now what I would like you to do is I'd like you to write the word scruffy in your book and draw a picture of something scruffy to match. So if you write the word scruffy and you draw maybe a teddy bear, if you've got a scruffy teddy bear, or what else do you think might be scruffy, you draw that picture, and if you find that really easy, you can then put that word into a sentence. So you could say, my teddy bear is scruffy, or my bedroom is scruffy, or my hair is scruffy when I wake up in the morning. It's up to you. So I would like you to write that word scruffy. It's very important, beautiful handwriting, and draw a picture to match. And then if you've got time, can you put that word into a sentence, including the name of your picture? Well done, boys and girls. Super joining in that word today. And remember, all day today, let's see if you can say any sentences to the adult in the room about anything that is scruffy. Can you describe things in your house, or describe things on the TV, or describe things you've seen that are scruffy? Well done, boys and girls. Take care. Bye.